You look so pretty, Andre. Oh, pretty fine. Better put the light on so we have some guidance. Psychic tangibility is so important because, look, we're in shock. We're in shock on trying to make our way. You're in shock. Do you realize that? I'm in shock. So you just say, oh, well, if I go out there and do something, get something, then I'll feel it. And then I'll eat it. I'll have power. And then I'll be safer and I'll be able to make my way in life and be more likable and whatever else because I'll be juicy. But psychic tangibility means you get it from the inside out. You don't need to be in this for and against thing like the cat all the time. You need to be more than a cat. Even though the cats are wonderful, but they're stuck in the energy world. Animals are very, very magical to do with the energy world. But we need to be beyond the energy world. You need to be in the spiritual world. Energy is negative, positive polarity. So the purpose of Qi and Qigong is for what? Refine the psychology. So think about what you do with energy. What you do with energy, what I do with energy is we fortify our position and we facilitate our agenda and we get on with it. This is no good after a while. You got to fall in love and become happy. Today is the day you make a break for it. Andrea, don't drink while you're teaching. It's very rude. Woo! Hi, welcome to today's program. We're going to make a break for it. Okay? So the more you slow down time, the quicker your processing speed. I'm always wondering and worried about Anthony's bones. The more that you don't hold space, the more energy comes into you. You become an energetic powerhouse. But if the frequency of your energy is messed up because of trauma, addiction, compulsion, you don't have any traumas or addictions or compulsions, do you? I know I don't. That's what just ruins you. So you have to go to hell to get purified and wait outside the gate of coherence until you get to play the game again. So this happens to us every day. We make a break for it by finding a way for those 3 steps. I remember at the beginning, some months ago, I guess, somebody said that dropped out of the class, what the heck do the 3 steps have to do with Qigong? Step 1 is remove the covering. Remove the covering. Mental suffering, physical addiction, confusion, I don't know what life's about, whatever, something. Remove the covering. Let the bad air go out. Okay. So now you can have the sea of energy can go in. The sea of energy can't go in if all you're doing is trying to make yourself separate and play energy chess with everybody. And let me tell you, that's what we all do. So when is everybody else your last chance to be healed? When do you find that out? If you have a structure for your own personal training, you have another chance every time you train. You say, okay, I take down the defense mechanism and therefore I can let life back in. Now you have Qi. Qi. That's how you really say it, you know. And then you have this embodied relationship with your biography. It's in there. La, 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 la. Three powers pour three treasures, huh? The three powers are pouring the three treasures. If somebody kisses your forehead, Anthony, you just wiped your forehead. Did you get an ethereal kiss on your forehead? Where's my honey bunny? Honey, oh, she's on here. Honey bunny pie. So we are going to make a break for it when you train yourself. Do you have structure for your training, or do you get souped up? And then you're like, I'm going to go conquer the world again. Everybody's going to realize how special I am. Do you know that's never going to work? As soon as you get a little freedom, a little grace, a little blessing, a little power, you're off and running. You don't need the teacher. You don't need the thing. You don't need any of it. But we're always presented with the opportunity to let the life back in again. To let a friend care about you, things like this. It's actually all around us, but it's so hard for us to get through the first step that it's difficult to make sense out of the other person. You know, so we don't do that. We just bolster our position and things. Well, anyway, three powers pour three treasures. So how do you get the power of Qi? This is Qigong class. How do you get the power flowing in you? You have to be transparent. How are you going to be transparent if all you are is afraid of me? How the hell are you going to be transparent? How am I going to receive your blessing if I only have attraction and repulsion with you? Think about how your mind works with other people. That's how it works, attraction and repulsion. You want to get something? Oh, God, I don't like that. Our psychologies are not too witty as human beings. So what we want to do is let another type of thing come in. And that can be the lake and the volcano and the park near the New York bustling town in Nicole Land. And do you remember that Nicole thing she did? What the heck was that? That was good. Yeah, if you just remember the Nicole hand blessing. Ah, you see, to make the hand relaxed and even. That's no small feat. Oh, feet, I said feet, but I was talking about hand. So, oh, look at the pinky trying to zing. What meridian is that, Nicole?
Small intestine and heart both start on this finger.
That's right. Very good. And where does the heart come to a point in the pinky? Where is the heart meridian on the pinky?
Heart meridian's on this side, small intestine's on this side.
And goes inside and up, right? And then down. Okay, so you have these things called nerves in your body. What are they, Anthony? They're electric cords. So super physical strength comes from nerve. Have you got the nerve? And that's like the meridian deal. It's hard to understand the relationship of meridians and nerves. I'm trying to do it for 30 years. It's still a mystery, but certainly the nerves are easy to understand. You know, you got this nerve and it goes to this muscle and this organ and all. And then the meridians, there's something cool about it. You can't quite understand it. But what is Wei Qi, Nicole?
It's the defense chi of the body.
Okay. So Wei Qi is out here. And you know what Wei Qi is? It's the magnetic field of your heart and your cells producing an external aura. Anthony's got great Wei Qi. He's a great protector. Poor guy's trying to protect my dumb ass. Anyway, you signed up, hey. But you know, that's a really great thing, to be a protector for somebody else. You know, to hold back the world and kind of filter things and say, don't worry so much, Danielle. Give it a fucking break already. And don't stop cursing. Maggie's going to like make me pay 50 cents or something. She's our Christian overlord. We have to watch out or she'll just start, you know. Do you want the fire of hell? Is that what you want? So, you know, everybody's got their set of circumstance. Right, wrong, good, bad. And let me tell you, every religious kind of talk is real. I was writing and saying to Lena a little while ago, it's like, can you imagine the suffering that's going on right now in hospitals? And do you know what's going on in the world? It's always the same way. So in Zen, there's a statement, don't think there's nothing to fear. Calamities turn like bubbles in a boiling pot. So we've got things going on, okay, sorrowful things. And the way chi is that way to have power to be able to have enough strength to keep things out. However, the way chi, Danielle, is dependent upon transparency and vulnerability and having personal issues, Anthony. Because if you're stuck on power out here, go ahead and try to be a professional fighter. You'll just be eaten alive. Because it's not just power out here. Wei Chi is an overflow of power. If it's too much, if you're too overly concerned, it becomes brittle. And then you get beat all the time by stuff. Because you have two worlds. You have an inner world and an outer world. So to actualize physical, psychological healing, we've got to drop the Wei Chi and internalize it. Now, how are you going to do that unless you feel safe? Somebody has to have enough intelligence and enough strength to make you feel safe. So on a piece of paper, you write down the waterfall and the scripture and the lake and that bike trail thing Opinda was saying about one time, different things. The devotional life is the only life you'll ever be offered. You're not going to be offered a life where you getting something over there is going to produce the safety and providence and provisions that you want. Because that is a subject object putting on top of you. I'm going to make this fly and I'm going to get this done and I'm going to, and if you do that your whole life, you wind up devolving, not evolving. So the more afraid you are, if a lot of stuff is going on, Andrea, then, you know, you might want to say, in a good sense, okay, I'm going to get my ducks in a row. I'm going to get some things rolling. I'm going to go forward here and I'm going to get this. That's wonderful overflow of power. But it's still all based on your own vulnerability. Because if you're not vulnerable, like the Tao Te Ching says, then you become brittle. So there's no external power pack that's going to solve that. External power pack is going to go on top of that frequency and it's going to make it fester. You have that frequency inside, Danielle? The frequency that needs healing. So no power getting from the outside on top of that is going to make that go away. As a matter of fact, it might make it worse. But if you've got a nice car and a nice food and a new house and whatever, you might not care. I don't mind. However, the 95-year-old thing we were talking about, really think about this for a moment. If you're 95 years old, and let's say we're all 95 years old and we're in the old age home, we're all holding hands and we're about dead. What do you got? Do you have this internal self-reinvention healing that has caused you to forgive again and again and again, and to understand other people's intentions that are just trying to X you out and just trying to use you and just trying to whatever? So it's all relational. The field of magnetism that we're trying to become part of with Qigong thing, it's all relational because there's people here. You see, you can't be boundless when you're communicating with other people unless you can understand their aspect and relationship to like God and nature and stuff. So, Babaji. All right, somebody else take over, will you? What did you learn? You've been practicing. What are you doing? How are you?
I'd like to say something, if I may.
Please, please.
I've been practicing the 5-minute meditation consistently. I have to admit, I haven't been doing the form really that much. But the 5-minute one every morning for the last, I don't know, 2 months, maybe I skipped a couple mornings, but something interesting happened yesterday as I was going over the stuck list. First of all, the stuck list sort of expanded and all this stuff came in. I didn't realize I was stuck. So I've been meditating, I've been following your instructions. And yesterday, okay, I'm going through the stuck list. I'm like, wait a minute. The same stuck list, where is it? It didn't seem as stuck.
Oh.
It was like dissolved or something. And for a second, my mind wanted to detach. Wait a minute, you're supposed to be stuck. I'm like, what? So I let that sort of drift by. And then something crazy happened after I went through the entire stuck list, and nothing really was. I could see it, but there wasn't that gooey feeling or that sort of intense sort of, I don't know, resentment or anger or poor me or whatever. None of that was there. It actually sort of golden, almost like it turned to golden light. But something really scary happened. All of a sudden, these dark daggers just like came in from outside, and I felt like I was being attacked from the outside, some sort of outside energy. And I had a realization that it was I don't trust people. It was all the people. Like, say I walk around on a street, that person's looking at me, or this person's doing that, and I was surrounded by thousands and thousands of people. The energy, like, whoa, like it was super scary. It was compressing. Then this golden sort of light came up and it had like lightning bolts in it, and it sort of went and dissolved like the darkness away, and I just expanded. Now I haven't been out on the street yet, so I don't know if I'm going to walk out there and have daggers again or whatever, but it was an incredible feeling. It was scary at first. Then I did that meditation you sent, the ball, and I'm sitting in there and I'm like, wow, this feels familiar. First the light inside, and then the sort of the connection with the spirit, I felt dissolved. That's all I can say. I felt dissolved, like I wasn't a form. And it really powerful. Like, I have a hard time being fast now. I can't. I don't want to.
0, 1, 2, 3, ABC. Thought I mentioned it.
Yeah. So it was I just feel less reactive. Like right now, I don't feel. Someone could say a bunch of stuff, and I feel like, okay, like I don't know. I try to explain. That's what happened.
It's really wonderful and beautiful, and makes me feel all fuzzy inside. I love that. I love you. And there you have it. Now, that's the magic. Those are the 3 steps I'm talking about. That's how you do Qigong. You start with a problem. The problem's about to crush you. You transmute the problem, and you fall in love and become happy. And you no longer exist as an individual. You have some kind of wonderful experience. Now, Anthony, when you come back to form, there's a lot of gravity, because now you're a more magnetic person. So what's that mean? People, animals, everybody is attracted and repulsed by you. So when you have a lot of light, there's going to be mosquitoes. So as time goes on, I want you to learn the ABC. So we've learned the 1, 2, 3, right? The stuck spot, and my favorites is number 2, and you slow down, and then number 3. And you put those 3 steps inside whatever you're doing, the 5 minutes, the form of Qigong, your own methods, whatever. But those 3 steps are common to how process happens, okay? So that's amazing. Now you have this wonderful experience. And when you come back from that experience, now you have gravity, and now you have dynamism. So you must enter the world of conflict after those 3 steps, and you must now start again the process of, the 3 steps, but now it's externalized. I need to understand Opinda better and listen better. You know, oh, I don't know why I'm saying Opinda all the time. Opinda, forgive me. Yeah. So that you immediately invest it in more neurological change. If you don't, then you're going to get battered because the world is going to say, hey, wait, you're not perfect there. Hey, wait, there's tension in your neck. Hey, wait, we have to, hey, wait, you don't receive love. Hey, wait, did you see the flower? The whole world's going to tell you what to do because everybody's the master but you. So you have to be, yes, master. Yes, master. Thank you, may I have another? And little by little, what it does is that agitation gains more magnetic energy. So spirit is magnetism inverted. Does that make sense? Somebody, you know, chime in and govern me because I'm like a, you know, 18 piston engine that just goes too much. But when you you have that experience, you've got to come down and start over again. And now you have the 3 steps in your relationship, and you have the 3 steps in how you clean your closet, and you have the 3 steps in how you take care of your car, and the 3 steps, and you're always endlessly. Now, again, you're going to get through the first step of, oh gosh, I did this in such a way, and now I need to try to do it better because that grind creates neurological energy. So let's do push hands, Anthony. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to push on you. All right. Let me make it bigger. All right. Just put one hand up like this. You see, it's all about the conflict in the physical world. Okay. Now I'm going to push. All right. Now you push me. You see, if you have a wonderful experience and you come down and you don't re-engage the world of for and against and good and evil and right and wrong and good enough, not good enough, and then what happens is it'll rush in on you because the whole world's hunting anybody that's vulnerable. So if you're vulnerable, the wrong person is around, they're just going to knock you on your head and take your power. And that exists in the psychic field. Push. So I'm trying to have a one-to-one relationship that honors you and at the same time is present to my own personal boundariness. So now turn your hand around like this, and I'm going to push. And I want you to adapt with your whole body, your whole mind. Don't be so concerned with me that you're in a for and against shock. See the space above, see the plants. I'm just a part of a movie picture you created to have fun with. And that means you might ground me in some ways, that's negative. You might be neutral to me in other ways, that's neutral. And you might encourage me in other ways. But you have to have those 3 things because energy exists in polarity. Energy exists in polarity. Oh. So I have to open this up more and find out where you're talking to me. Find out where the other person's talking to you and dance with them. Be wrong and be right. You're not going to be all right. You're not going to be all wrong. Batteries have negative, positive polarity. So in form, there's negative, positive, neutral. And you've got to be willing to just go ahead and say, all right, I'm going to try to listen more to Opinda. I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen and I'm going to try again. And if it takes 10,000 years, you're going to listen. You're going to try better. And then in 10,000 years, we'll be perfect. We'll be like the most beautiful, light things that are self-coherent, self-sourcing, protected, provisioned. We'll have everything. But we got to know what road to go on. And part of the road is when you get done meditation and you enter people, you've got to honor them. And I don't do it good enough. I know that. But, you know, I know it's part of the path. So I'm going to try again. So let me push and then move your shoulder. I'm going to push on your right side. And so now you're participating with the energy of spirit in form. The energy of spirit in form. That's funny. Spirit in form is energy. Push. That's right. Good. So now you're scanning and you see his eyes. So it's different. So now your spirit is in energy. It's not like, oh, I don't want to have any conflict and I'm going to stay up here. Then you just get run over. Because somebody's going to go, look, food. Ah! And then they'll tackle. Push. That's the problem that we have, is that we don't let energy come to us. We hunt energy like animals. You need to find your feet and let energy come to you, because all energy will come to you. And so then you want to have magnetic dominance in a field and be able to heal things or keep people safe or whatever. You can do it, but sorry, am I distracted? Good. That's good. Now, what if something comes at you? What are you going to do? That's all. That's different than in the beginning where I pushed on you and you went like this. Why is he pushing on me?
Huh. You know, I think that happened to me yesterday, because the first thing I did after the meditation, not really confrontational, but was mow the lawn. I'm mowing the lawn. I'm thinking about good posture, you know, and then my feet start hurting. I go, wait a minute. 10s within. And then I almost did the 5-minute meditation while I was mowing the lawn like 3 times. And I started pushing the lawnmower with my breath and with the energy. So it wasn't as much, it was more, and like with the whole body, with the gravitation coming up with the earth. And I even did the earth to sky. I did the 3 powers as I was mowing the lawn. And I woke up today and I'm like, hey, I'm not really that sore.
Oh, good.
So I feel like
You
I was
usually-
applying it as I was mowing the lawn. It came to me as a necessity. I'm not, you know, conflict. Oh, mowing the lawn, it's hard. Oh, my wrist. Oh, my foot. Oh, no. It was more like, okay, it's more like a dance. You know, I'm smelling the grass. Hey, look at the sun. You know, the birds came around. All of a sudden there was 3 birds and following me around. Yeah.
Perfecto.
It was like a meditation, mowing the lawn. I was like, okay. So
Perfect.
maybe something similar when I'm out and there's people, and if I feel like I'm empathic, I can feel their energy, and like, oh no, he's sad. Oh, I'm sad. He's mad at me. I'm mad. So somehow just letting that flow, like you just push me. Just, oh, he's sad. Okay, he's sad. All right. He's mad.
The
Okay.
only person that can be sad, the only person can be pushing is you.
Okay.
So if your mastery and your teaching makes me feel awkward, where I have to shut up and I have to listen and I have to honor because that's what I'm supposed to do, then it's me that's having that problem. Now, if you could be experiencing mastery, you could experiencing need, you could be experiencing pain, anger, happiness, whatever. But if it makes me uncomfortable to receive you and honor you, then that's, as usual, my problem.
So that's a stuck. That's something that's
Yeah.
stuck, right?
Yeah. And then it creates a void. And so naturally, then one of you goes, hey, Will, what are you doing? Will. And I'm like, you know, mad or dissociative. Oh, hey, I'm not feeling this. Because everybody is going to point at the finger and tell you where you're wrong or where you're right. And they're going to worship you or hate you. It's just like a big giant sea of know-it-alls. And so the only thing I know to do is to try again, to say, okay, stop objectifying consciousness and say, not why are they this and that, but why am I not spacious enough to receive them and to care about them? What's the matter with me that I can't listen well? Yeah. And that self-blame is wonderful, because now you have the space to go to step 2 and say, oh, now I'm going to mow the lawn and I'm just going to I'm going to relax more with it. So, the path advancing appears retreating, folks. And the way to get the miracle is to realize that the ingredients of the miracle are these people, these sounds, these sights, these experiences. Somebody said, I took the mayor on the monastery tour. She called me because her granddaughter came in town, and I got them into all the special places and stuff because I know all the monks and everybody for 20 years. Anyway, the Vajra Vidya is the most powerful place. It's the Tibetan place. It's just through the roof. And this guy is like the Dalai Lama with funniness, you know. He's like, his eyes like this. He's a monk since he's like 4 years old, you know. You get anywhere near his hand's red hot. Both of them. And he said, if somebody hits you and then you say, oh, is your hand okay? Now you're getting somewhere. I'm like, wow, that's weird. So ironically, it actually facilitates self-defense to be able to be more spacious, so that if you have to state a boundary or protect your personal space, you're able to do that with extraordinary efficiency because you're so spacious inside and your body is very, very loose. If your body is tight and you're only trying to demonize me because I'm another person, you know, most people, the smarter you are, the more they want to demonize you. The more they want to say he doesn't know what he's talking about. That's like how our minds are programmed. I'm going to learn from this person and then I'm going to dismiss them because obviously I'm superior. That's what everybody does all the time. That's not a student. If that's what you do all the time, you didn't even enter stage one. So start again and get that my favorites list going in such a way where there's people and principles that you can't eclipse. You're not keeping up with like that guy at the Vajra Vidya. I don't even know what he's talking about. I mean, and we also went to see John Daido Loori, which is one of the world's top Zen people. Shunryu Suzuki brought Zen to the United States in the 60s, and this guy was his major person. And they founded the major Zen temples in the United States from Japan. And we got an interview with him, John Daido Loori. And it was all just wild. So what I find from the School of Hard Knocks is that the gaining idea or the justifying idea really stops us from giving a chance to make a break for it today. So the 3 steps, I mean, I'm just enamored that you talked about those 3 steps that way. So then after the 3 steps, you got ABC, rooting, blooming, printing. 1, 2, 3 is remove the covering, whatever you call it. It's Scribbles Map. And 2 is receiving help from something, someone wonderful. 3 is gone. In Zen, they say, gate, gate, parasam gate, bodhiswaha. I mean, gone beyond all personalities and forms. I'm enlightened finally. I'm healed. So that's 3 steps. And then ABC is really important. ABC is rooting, blooming, printing. It means you come back from your quiet time, whatever it is that works for you as an individual, your personal way of making that 3 steps happen. And remember, the more of a prep you do, the more you're going to have transcendence. So if you do body, mind, energy, nature, like we're going to do in a minute here, if you do lots of things, and then it's all for the intention of having one magic moment. Now you go into meditation, spiritual communion, prayerfulness, reverence. Use the word reverence. Do you reverence anybody? Do you reverence anything? Reverence, reverence, reverence. Try to understand reverence because that starts the psychology to change from being subject-object to being participatory. So now you've got everybody's mind as your mind. You got everybody's energy as your energy if you have reverence for them. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, right? What are they? Remove the covering and slow down and start to connect to something that works for you. And then 3, you go beyond. Now, ABC. Most people that meditate can't deal with conflict, right? The whole world sees a new age person or a spiritual person or a Christian person, as a dissociative Fruit Loop. The whole world knows that spirituality and New Age and religion is a mental hospital. Everybody knows that. And the whole world just kind of tolerates folks like us because oh, they're sweet. How you doing? Do you have enough food? You know, so that you get dismissed. Well, don't allow the world to dismiss you. Have enough energy in your hand that when you go to that store, that you create some entrainment in that environment. Have enough feet. Have enough awareness of gravity. So the ABC is rooting. Rooting is a whole process. The smelling the soil, smelling the earth, it engages conflict. It's the same process when you're doing meditation, but now you're doing it out here in the world of external. We've all got to the place where we can go beyond polarity, where we can go beyond conflict, where we can go beyond predatory bully victim behavior. Hopefully. If you got beyond that in your life and you've insulated for yourself a little secret space, now I want you to engage it within yourself so that the rooting means that your presence is undeniable. Now you have a nice spiritual thing, you have a good healing gift, you have something, you can propagate it. You can go ahead and multiply it. You can bless people's lives. Now for gaining idea, if it's for gaining idea, then you're going to get it. So just trust me in that you want more money, more houses, more whatever. Okay, it's still all going to come from being a real student. So you may as well give up the gaining idea anyway. So blooming. Blooming means now that you're at the mower, for example, or you're in your living room or something, and you have this sense of stability where you are, or the mowing. Now you can move forward with the mowing. You can start to interact with all these people. You don't have to be just stuck in one person all the time. Your son, your husband, your girlfriend, your whatever. You can start to be like a quantum computer. I live like that. You start to see all kinds of stuff. You want real enlightenment, you want real training, you came to the right place, because I'll knock you on that door. I'll set you on that door. You can knock on it, because that's the only thing I want. I don't know how good I do it, but I certainly, have some different experiences, and that's one of them. There's a lot of things I could see at one time. It's not just one person or the other, or like one fear or attraction or repulsion, or even myself, my own confusions and gifts. It's more like just sitting in the movie theater and just kind of seeing the movie. All right, so rooting, blooming means now you're participatory. You have the ocean and the mountain because you faced people. You see, you try to do the ocean and the mountain without facing people. You try to go over to the tree and the babbling brook and the everything and forget people. People are the pinnacle expression of nature, human beings. People are in the air. So if you can sit or stand, whatever you're doing, where you are, and be exposed as the worst thing in the world and revealed as the most wonderful thing in the world, in the face of everybody that's here. Now you can go beyond and you can see the trees and you can see the sky and you start to have this quantum processing ability. You understand me? Yes? No? The value of the people. People. Let's go train. Nicole, how am I doing? Should I get a hair transplant?
You're fine. Sorry, I'm on a new headset today, so I like a different headphone.
As long as you do this for us in a minute, I'm cool. Babaji. Guantanamera. Wahida, Guantanamera. Guantanamera. Wahida, Guantanamera. Yo soy marinero. Soy capitán Roscompollo. Yo soy marinero. My honey said, "Why are you saying soy capitan arroz con pollo?" Because that's not the song. That just means chicken and rice. Oh, can we make it to the garden? Jardín. Well, I got a new tack on learning the Spanish. Rather than berating myself endlessly, I think I'm just going to ask more questions now, because they keep saying to Lena, "I just wish I knew somebody that spoke Spanish." But she's not going for that anymore. So you've watched the garden go from nothing. You all remember? Look at all the lettuce. Raspberries. I don't know, 30 tomatoes, honey, 40. And then the squash, there's like 50 squash flowers and 3 squashes or something. I don't know why. Still early in the season, I think. Ow! Danielle, you there? Danielle.
I'm here. I'm here. Look. I just hit my knee really hard.
Told ya. But no, listen to me. I understand. All right, stand here. Okay, while I'm looking at you, see the sky and the earth. Andrea, a little bend in the knees. Nicole, bend in the knees. Thank you. Maggie, good. Nice. Wow, Andrea is demonstrating what a bend in the knees means. That's pretty fun. Always look at Anthony flying around.
Hold on, because you always say bend my knees, but they're bent. So do you want them bent more?
Maybe I'm just wrong. You constantly see my wrongness.
No, I'm
Which
just.
I'm grateful for. Push record! Push record! No, I'm just
Look, my
being
knees
bad.
are bent.
Forgive me. Yes.
More?
No, that's good. Oh, excuse me. No, I probably, you see, you're far away from the screen all the time, and I probably just don't see it. That's why. All right. My mistake. Do forgive me. Okay, so now the gravity is going to create a little bit more of an insulated space for where you are, the underneath that building. You see? So now you have roots. So the stuff out here in the psychic universe, it's not allowed in. I mean, ideally, right? So soften your chest, soften your belly, relax your knees, relax your arsenesses. You know, they say in Tai Chi and Qigong, the arse should be forward. That's not correct. That's for fighting. We're not doing Tai Chi and Qigong for fighting. So have a little bubble butt going on. Because your perineum wants to talk to the earth. Okay? Your feet and your perineum are talking to the earth. Your brain cells are talking to the stars. You have a lot of spaciousness. Let's just bounce a little bit. Soften your chest, Anthony. Soften it so that if we're having a good old hug, or you hug one of these ladies better than me, and then you're like, ah, this just softens in. You see? Okay. Now, when your hands, see my hands? Go like this. And I want you to really drop everything loose. No. No, 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 no. Look. Can you see energy yet? You should be able to see energy now. Oh, that was good, Nicole. Yeah. So you can see if it's not physical. You should be able to see energy in your daily life walking around, and then always a better way. And that is something that you don't ever say, I know, or I understand, or I do see energy. No, don't ever do that. Say like, oh, I want to learn more. I want to understand more. So it's difficult to drop the energy down. You know, a lot of times we have repression, then we get mad, we land, and then we're like horrible people. So we don't want to do it that way. I'm not talking about creating defense mechanisms and venting in the proper way. That wasn't directed towards anyone. I'm just saying that I know I do that. You know, repression, and then you're like frustrated at everything. No, that's better. Good, Danielle. Did you see the shift that occurred there? Yes? Or no? Danielle? Just nod or, yeah. See, I could see it. Something changed where she got what I was saying. It's like, oh, well, now I get it, and get mad or whatever. It's probably related to that, since we're both the Italian stupido people with the emotion thing. But I'm learning. So you just drop it. Don't participate in that way of generating energy. Whatever your cultural background is, don't you become your own person, you know? That's good. Okay, now let's wash the field, okay? How you're going to touch this. Touch the mountain, touch the outside, touch the sidewalk, touch everywhere around you. Your mind travels. That's good, Nicole. That's great, Andrea. Really go out there to that neighbor, Anthony. Wash, just be a servant. Yeah, and wherever that fearsome thing is out there, Danielle, just go ahead and wash it. Just be a little servant. Just wash it. Don't just actual humility, and I'm just going to do some washing here. Just washing. Gentle. Let me see, Maggie. That's nice. That's good. Relax your fingers, Danielle. Softer is more powerful. Because then if you need to power out or become hard, boy, now you're really going to have that. So don't worry about being powerful. The softer you are, the more powerful you're going to be. Trust in that. Let your mind think about that different tree, that different person, that different neighbor, that different rock. And make sure that you are realizing consciously that your field is now becoming more prominent. Now you need that for physical and mental healing. You're being trusted with power in that place because of just being a servant, gaining idea. So that's a good thing, right? You want your property to be established. Well, your field of energy becomes unbounded. Now, if you could see my space and the trees, and if you notice the space around you, you should be able to notice that you're bigger. And it's not that you're bigger in relationship with the field, it's that you become the field. So you want to have that kind of a presence where the tree and the other people and everything is just not separate from you. And by doing these little rituals, when you're washing the dishes, when you're waiting in a line, you stand on one foot, you do the 3 steps in 5 minutes. If you don't time yourself and be exactly accountable to specific instruction, then you're not a student. So being a student means very, very specifically following directions. And it's really the only way it goes. I've developed this thing for you, 10 seconds, 5 minutes, where you could be a student according to what you decide with your My Favorites list and the stuck spot map. And therefore, you're not following anybody necessarily, just what you put on the list. Okay, let's do natural reunion. Go like this. Look like an Egyptian. The sky above. Swallowing power is very important. So have some lip smacking, like you got the best piece of sugar in your mouth, or the best kiss. Swallow down. Swallowing power is vitally important in real yoga and real qigong. Bring it down through here, inner looking, inner listening, soften the heart down, become intestinal fortitude, get some root to you, and then through the legs, through the earth, into the earth, traveling the energy downward. Prayer hands. The stars. Underneath the planet. Touch the head. Change your face so that you shine inward, face shining inwards. Inner looking, inner listening. Gather it in, bless your face. Brainstem convergence. That's where the nectar of hormonal nectar, Amrita in yoga, golden pollen. You should have sweet taste in your mouth. Swallow down. Bring it down through the chest. Soften the chest. Don't present with the chest all the time. Soften the chest. Relax a little bit. Come down. Allow your digestion, your sexuality to be nourished. Self-sourcing, not compulsive. Down through the legs. Touch the earth. Travel underneath the earth. Mud in Qigong is a big deal. They talk about the mud pill and the mud palace. The mud palace is your brain. The mud pill is the center of your brain. It's when you converge your attention. That's the same thing as the Amrita. So the mud palace creates the mud pill. In yoga, that Amrita becomes a sticky substance at the roof of the mouth. It's a nectar of immortality. If your face is so blessed by somebody else, something on your My Favorites list, it's all in the transmission. Figuring out yourself, doing it yourself, it's not going to work. You need more hard knocks to realize that? Do I? I don't want to realize it that way anymore. I want to just try to be receptive to this universe and God and whatever else. Anyhow, when you get that blessing from something else, somewhere else, now you start to not be worried about environment and other people. You start to be able to journey within while you're there talking to people or people in your environment. It's like you're asleep while you're awake. Saliva happens in the mouth, sweet taste in the mouth. The sweetest kiss you ever had. And then you swallow that saliva down. Prayer hands. Prayer hands. And now, underneath you, the soil, the teeming life. Gather it in. Bring it up. Mud palace, mud pill, inner nectar, swallow down. Soften the chest. You know, the heart is a gland as well as an organ. So the gland secretes nectar too. Each of your centers has nectar. You want to bring the nectar down, 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 down till you get turned on. But that turned onness fills up and it fills your legs. It's not just going to get yourself off all the time. Develop a relationship with your sexuality that's more self-responsible, and you'll have an instant double, triple power in your life. Down through the legs, through the earth, gravity, the feet. Notice your toes. Which toes not talking to the earth? Notice the tension that you hold in the hips, in the groin, in the belly. Now we're going to do a little exercise. Let's scratch. Go ahead again. Oh, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. Oh, oh. Okay, scratch. Oh. Good. Keep going. I got to teach you pressure point fighting, Danielle, with all that fierceness. And make that sound. Ujjayi in yoga, there's always sounds made in all these traditions to get the nectar of the thyroid going. Come on, Andrea. Rip it up. Tear it up. That a girl. All right, bench press. You want to make your belly really strong. So the two main teachings in advanced Qigong, Yi Jin Qing, Shi Shao Qing. Basically, you're dealing with creating muscles and the piezo effect, where you're slapping the body because that creates electricity. And then you bring that into your bones to create a higher quality of bones. And then that power you use for psychological refinement. So that's kind of the most advanced of Qigong summed up. So let's do a little something for the muscles now. If you just do a few minutes every day, wow, you have a super strong body, you don't do anything. Wouldn't that be nice? Don't rely on your nerve strength, you know, or your muscular strength or your spiritual strength. Take a balanced approach. Your muscles are really important to ground your brain because it's a lot of flesh. So when you have a strong gut and so forth, and a little bit of muscular firmness, it's good for your brain. So let's do some push-ups. Like the bench press, rather. And make your belly strong. Do the Kegels. Just a few minutes, in 1 year, you have super strong abs, super strong body, super strong sexual muscles and everything, and you didn't do a darn thing. Worth it? There's no short-term solutions around here. Pull your goodies up when you're pushing out, Anthony. And same for the ladies, really. So when you're pushing out, you're pulling your perineum up. Vital to all advanced yoga, Qigong, Tibetan Buddhism. Losing your root, Maggie. Where's your feet? Okay. One finger's in. Adjust your hips. One size ball and you're squeezing, but it's not going into your muscles. But your intention is you're squeezing a ball. A larger size ball with a thicker skin, squeezing. A larger size ball with a thicker skin yet, so there's more intention. Squeezing the ball, squeezing the ball. Okay, like this. Small ball, squeezing it. Larger ball, thicker skin, squeezing. No muscles. When it comes to the amplitude of power, these kinds of exercises, imagine moving through mud, imagine pushing a car, imagine squeezing a ball, and reverse breathing, opposite to the breathing that I taught you, are the deepest things that are taught in Qigong. For power development, the only reason we need power development is to fuel our spiritual journey. That's the whole purpose. So in Chinese medicine, Jing, or digestive and sexual strength, becomes Qi. Deeper digestive strength, nerve energy, becomes Shen, psychological refinement. 1, 2, 3. One side of the belly button, other side of the belly button. Two. Three. Spin. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Small circle, larger circle, like this. And now the left side. Om Ahum. There's that Nicole lesson. And you have to do the sound effects, really important. 1, 2, drop your shoulders. 3. Okay, spin, small circle, larger circle, finger. There has to be rituals. If you like this, that's wonderful. Otherwise, just make sure that you're looking at the sky, you're looking at the trees, you're looking at the earth, and you practice how you pick up an object, how you turn, how you open and close the door, because embodiment is healing. Right? So let's pick up an object from the ground. That was great, Nicole. Straight up and down. See that, how Nicole and Andrea is going? Let's see. Use your knees, and even if you have a bend in your neck, straight up and down. Even if your head's down a little bit, keep your eyes looking forward and just go straight up and down when you pick something from the ground. That's great, Danielle. Try not to do this. I don't know what the body situation is, Anthony, but if you can you not go this way? And can you go this way? Straight up and down. Yeah. Just straight up and down. That's way better. So all of your movements, make it like a dancer. Pretend you're dancing. Nobody has to know. You can do it very subtly. You're opening a door, you're closing a door. So you're developing an awareness with the biofeedback of your brain, which is your body. Okay? Now, the original Taiji form. Oh! 45 degrees of the feet. Oh, you want to see my feet? I can't hear you. See? 45 degrees of the feet. All the way through the right foot. Step out with the left foot, put the left foot down straight. So your left foot is straight, your right foot is out. Just doing some new form now and then will keep your mind in your body in Qigong. You don't ever want to give it up. If you have to just do slow movement of how you open and close a cabinet, how you turn around, shake a hand, hug a person, then you can do it this way. But don't think that there's no need for rituals. The whole universe moves in rituals cyclically. Boring repetition of the same thing. 45 degrees of the feet. All the way through the right foot. Step out with the left foot. Put the left foot down straight. So your left foot is straight. Your right foot is angled. So your feet are like this right now. Right foot is angled. Left foot is straight. That's good. Can I see all your feet? I'd like to see your feet so that I know where to bow. Andre, bend in the knees. No, I'm just kidding. Oh. Let's see them feetsies. All right. Oh, Anthony's in like martial art land. No, just feet even straight this way. So when you start, okay, look at my feet. When you start, can you see them? When you start, your feet are like this, 45 degrees. Then all the weight goes on the right foot, and your right foot is still like this. Single weightedness is very important for your brain. Learn how to be single weighted. Step out straight, not forward, straight. So now this foot is straight, and this foot is angled. Then turn this foot in. So now your feet are like this. Let me see you do that if you're all on feet mode. Oh, good. You don't have to do that circling around thing. That was just me dancing. Just make it straight out. Oh, that's good, Nicole. Nicole, everybody look at Nicole's feet. Nicole, would you do that again? Let's all go to the feet of Nicole. Watch her. Look at that. She's even demoing. This girl's got game. Step it down straight, even, right? And now, good. Wow, look at her go. That's really good. Thank you. Okay. So just do that in your own world. They start with the 45 degrees. Yeah, start with 45 degrees and just face me directly. Let me guide you through it. And put all the weight under your 45, everybody 45. Look at that. Maggie looks like a ballerina. All right. All the way through the left foot. And then step directly out to your right. No, not forward. Not forward. Nicole, let's give us another lesson, will you? Check her out, Anthony. Come a little closer so your feet are closer, if that's okay. Thank you. Okay, watch this. 45 degrees. See that? And then don't do that little circle thing. That's extra, but just straight out. And then they're angled like that. And then turn in. So you don't step your foot in front. You just step it to the side. Thank you. Great. Perfecto. Okay, now that let's go back to standing. And now you're straight like this. Okay, here's your adjustments. And you replay this or write it down or whatever. Remember, endless refinement. And really, it's more the game of, being in the class and me giving out the energy, than anything else. So just keep on kind of accepting instruction and taking classes and everything. And when you lock on to something that works, go with it for 1,000 years. Because if you're going to open a cabinet and you keep on working on the evenness of your fingers and everything, you're going to develop tremendous magnetic power in your body over time. So you have a way of working with your body, a way of working with your mind, a way of spiritual stuff, a way of behavior change. It's your path. The only path that works is your path. It has to be codified and exact, specific. Keep working on it. Don't get charged up and then go off and do your own thing again. You're my favorites list. Work on it for a lifetime. Straight like this. And now 1, 2, 3, 4. Left hand comes up in a circle. Right hand palm up at the area of your left hip. So you go like this. And your feet turn 45 degrees. There's a tree stump I keep stepping on. Like this. See that? So when you turn your body, when you're getting in and out of a car, and when you step for something, everything is always like a dancer. No matter where you step, everything is always based on your base. So important for your brain that if you're going to go left, that you move your feet. Don't lead with your head when you open a door or whatever. You see, we move our body, we lean with our head. You go to the cabinet, you lean with your head. That means you have no balance in your brain. If you're really balanced with your brain, you're going to lead your body with your feet, like a dancer would. Okay, 1, feet straight, 2, 3, 4, feet turn to your left. You grab the ball over here. Left hand is on top of left chest. Right hand is area of left hip. And you're working in the ethereal world of sensing this energy here. Again, feet straight. So we're skipping the 45 thing just to save time. You know the 45 is Wu Ji posture. That means nothing. So you start with that in your practice. But we're just going to go with the feet straight. That's Tai Chi. That means you've come down from meditation. You've entered the world of yin and yang. Or you've come down from meditation and you've entered the world of your children and your girlfriends and boyfriends and studies. That's a bunch of opposites, a bunch of polarities you have to work with. So that's Tai Chi. When your feet are straight here, that's the beginning of Tai Chi. 45 degrees is Wu Ji, void. You're only nothing. Soon as you come out of meditation, you have your feet straight. Now your dynamism, but natural dynamism. If you're really happy with the person in front of you, you don't mind moving, shaking, and engaging, being right or wrong. If you're really in love and happy with somebody, you don't mind being right or wrong. You can start over again and say, well, God, I'm giving up on getting it right, so I'm just going to try to be a better person or something. Straight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the weight on the left foot. Not the right foot, the left foot. You're doing it opposite, Nicole. 1, 2, 3. The right foot. All the weight on the right foot. Andrea, that's good for a poster. I like it. But I want the right foot though. Yeah, that's good. So you're seeing the matrix, how the guy goes like this? That's a very advanced thing to do with your movement. You're able to go like this or like this, and your feet are spinning at the same time. So with a little bit of movement, you can get out of the way of big things because something comes straight at you, whether it's an energy or a person. Yeah, that's not bad, Anthony. Look at that. He's really laying on the one foot and just turning. And that helps the movement of the spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way on the left foot. 7. Body's turning like a whip. You want to know how to make a punch? So most people, when they make a punch like this, your whole thing is like hard. The cage fighter guy that I trained really is scared to death, and I am egomaniacally tickled that he would be, that I would hit him because I know how to do it like this. You see that? Your whole body is loose. Bruce Lee said the difference is an iron bar being thrust straight out or a flexible chain with a ball in the end. That's the way to have extreme physical power with your expression of energy. 45 degrees of the feet. Let's start at Wuji. All the way through the right foot. Move out with the left. Turn in on the right heel. Stand straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then step forward with your foot and let your hand come forward so that you're standing very loose. Let me see. Don't have it all the way out and then your hand contracted. Just a little bend in the elbow and express yourself. You know, it's hard as you get healed to keep it real. So I apologize. I could do it better. I'll do better next time, I promise. This way. I feel bad I said the ego statement now. I'm just bad. I'm just not good enough, Andrea. Okay, now just watch me and then we'll get ready to go in there and meditate. Because we work with energy and we work with intellect and we work with spirit and we work with emotion, we work with conflict, we work with force, we work with surrender. You work with all of these things. Now you have the place where you could have the humility to say, God, help me. Full spectrum prep when you do a long routine. Or somebody help us. You see this? This is our front yard here. This is the our flag. Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera. Now the job is to slow down, stop, and reverse the search, and it's got to be emotional. You have to have an emotionally vested interest. Wow. So let's hear some magical stuff that can have you become separate from all of the things that you're worried about or challenged by. Or can somebody chime in and say, oh, I have this quote or this person or this memory or this spiritual belief? Maggie, you want to have us all come to Jesus? You know, what is your connection? And are you willing to share about it? Anybody? Come on, Maggie, that's your chance now. What's up?
Okay.
Okay, let's hear it.
My moment that helps is obviously Jesus, because he's told everybody a million times. But I've had a challenging week, and I have started to see different things when I have the moment where I feel protected and I feel safe, and it hits Jesus's hand kind of reaching down for me, his big, huge, strong carpenter hand, and I'm grabbing it, and I know that I'm not alone, and I'm safe, and I'm cared for, and I'm loved. And then after we grab hands, he hugs me, and I'm able to just kind of let it all go. So it's helped.
You just witnessed. I liked it. So now what's wrong with that? Does anybody have something wrong with that? Couldn't be. But we think, oh, I got to be scared because it's Jesus and Christian and this and that. No, you don't. Whatever it is, you know. And I accept that. I accept your giving, and I appreciate it. And I need all the help I can get. After all, look at me. So without all the help I can get, I might be toastified. So Jesus saved me. Now, maybe continue, please, as well. A little bit more. Is there something else that fits into that or is like that? Or, you know, nothing against Jesus that we're asking.
Are you asking me or everybody?
No, everybody, but you could go ahead and.
Well, I don't only have Jesus.
Don't get me in trouble with Jesus now. Just go ahead.
He's usually like the top, like when it gets like right to the top. But
okay.
Hey,
Hey,
honey, are you done with your qigong? Good moment, right?
we can do qigong together.
I'm very in touch with the birds in nature, so I like to kind of see myself by a waterfall and take in that feeling, and then I hear the birds, and then I see certain birds, and I associate birds with spirits. So like,
Hi, honey.
you didn't even have a shirt on.
Oh my God.
All the free spirits in this house. So I like to see all the birds that mean something to me. So like my mom is a cardinal and my grandma's a hummingbird, and they all kind of flock around, and I feel safe and cared for, and I can hear all of their words and their advice. And again, that just leads to my step to Jesus, that we're all together, all of us.
So you have this map to something that's absolute, like Jesus, which is sort of all embracing. And then you have something practical in the sense where, oh, the bird can actually remind me of something good and I can remember Jesus.
Yeah.
So it goes from spiritual to physical.
Yes.
And is your biology included with it? Like you realize your right shoulder, Raggy's got the right shoulder thing. Anybody ever notice? When she gets fired up, she's like,
I actually have a hard time with that part, because once I get into my body, I start to get angry because I feel things that hurt, and I feel things that I get distracted. So I think just being transparent with it and kind of vulnerable to everybody, I think getting into my own body is very difficult. I can find it very easy to find spirit and heaven and peace and external things, but getting into my body is hard for me. That's where it becomes challenging, and I usually go back to step one, and I have to kind of let it out again, that I don't want to be in my body. I don't want to feel pain. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to be distracted.
so that's death, right?
Yeah.
If you can't, if you don't have somebody or something in your physical environment that'll make you feel safe to express yourself, right, wrong, good, bad, then you have to be only here, spirit. But embodied enlightenment means that spirit or God or Jesus or Amachi, or for me, so many, makes a magnetic powerhouse happen in your physical environment. So now you don't have to be afraid of what's in environment. You can include what's in environment.
I like to visualize when I get stuck like that. I like to visualize what you taught me about the living waters and kind of internalizing the Holy Spirit. So when I feel kind of external, like I just want to run to Jesus or run to the birds or see the birds, I try to breathe. When I'm breathing, I visualize breathing in his golden light and his spirit into the pain or into the ailment or into the issue that I'm stuck with. And that usually helps release it.
Okay. The spirit embodied is energy. Energy, looking at itself, realizes it was spirit all along. So why should we enter duality when spirit and energy are the same thing? It's because we have to play by the rules of the illusion that we're bound by. Jesus said, and I'm going to give you an opportunity by the end of the day to accept Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior as well. I'm in such trouble, Ernie. Jesus said, believe on me, and from your belly will flow rivers of living water. You know Jesus said that? What? Look it up. In the original Greek, in the Bible, every Bible. Believe on me, and from your belly will flow rivers of living water. What? If you understand Qigong, that's Qigong statement. Nothing against or exclusive of Jesus. Jesus works. Jesus is just all right with me. Okay, more than all right. So when spirit happens, spirit is like attitude, you could say, in a sense. When you become refreshed and the air is clear in your mind, now magnetism streams into you. You get this magnetic empowerment. But that means you have to face conflict. The only reason that there's conflict is because you have a growing edge in your biological biography. So if you want to be free of conflict, you either have to die or never, I don't know, live underground or live in a wall. I don't know. There's no way to do it because your own body and mind is saying, I need education here, I have trauma here. And what happens to weakness in nature? It's preyed upon. So if you can utilize the projections in the physical environment to move and shake with them like the push hands, you'll generate more magnetic power. But if you try to make spirit separate from your body or separate from energy, then you can't have enlightenment here. You only want embodied enlightenment. You don't want dissociative enlightenment. The whole New Age world, the whole spiritual world is dissociative enlightenment. Our whole psychological construct and how we're taught about what psychology is dissociative enlightenment. It means that there's an external solution for a personal problem, and that you don't need a teacher and all this kind of stuff. So needing to honor and respect the other person in your life, for example, and the other people in your life, is going to make you feel uncomfortable. You don't want to be uncomfortable. You want to be pretty and honored and handsome and strong, and I don't want it. It's just me. No, it's all of us. We want to be done with suffering. The way to be done with it, Buddha said, when Buddha got enlightened, that bastard Buddha, hell-bound demon, he said, life is suffering. Jesus said, suffer it be so for now, for it's good for us to fulfill all righteousness. That's a tough word, righteousness, but it means something, right? All right, Buddha, when he got enlightened, the first thing he did, he gave a talk when he got healed. I like the word healed. He gave a talk in Deer Park, Four Noble Truths. Buddhism is based on Four Noble Truths, Noble Eightfold Path. Four Noble Truths is life is suffering. Suffering is caused because I want something different. I want desire. So you want to have a hot heat of desire, take a break from your desires for a bit, your attractions and your repulsions. Then your desire is going to build. Then you can really go crazy if you want. Night out, tequila. First step, second step, third. The way to be free from suffering is to be free from all desire. So first is life is suffering. Second, suffering is caused because of desire. Third is the way to be free from suffering is to be free from desire. Fourth is the way to be free from desire is correct action. It's a Noble Eightfold Path is what he says, but it just means right thinking, right prayer, right meditation. Okay. In Taoism, you have Wu-Ji. Wu-Ji is void. Remember those 2 feet, 45 degrees? So as you start to release toxins from your system and goes out in the air, that's when everybody's going to go wild in the environment. But right now, both the kids are going wild at the exact same time that we're starting to meditate. They're not in the same house. How does that happen? The other day, Lena and I was meditating, and I said, now there's going to be a wind. And the wind came. I mean, do you think that the supernatural is not real and the psychic isn't real? You have, or no, it was Guadalupe, 2 different times. One is there was no wind, and we were talking about Guadalupe, and the wind came. And the other is instead, there's going to be a wind, and there was no wind forever beforehand, and then there was a wind. If you don't know this kind of stuff, if you're not aware of this, then let me just get your forehead or something. Let me give you a book. Let me give you a meal. Let me let you feel like you're safe and catered for. Because the whole thing is psychic and supernatural. So in Taoism, where Chinese medicine comes from, where Qigong comes from, you have void. Void is dependent upon being agitated in your issues. So God speaks from the void in the Old Testament, let there be light. Right? In Buddhism, shunyata. In yoga, vayu. All comes from void. So what I'm trying to do, and this is the prep for the meditation, is to get you to the place of nothing further. I don't need anything to change. Everything's fine just the way it is. Apparently. There's something functioning behind the scenes of my environment. And I'm only sure of one thing. I'm not healed and I need help. If you're not sure of that, don't invite more pain in your life to become sure of that. Just be sure of it and you can alleviate future problems. You're not going to develop power or intelligence over the world. You can only surrender and learn to participate, move and shake, like push hands. Then energy moves through your body and you have this infinite source of energy. It's different than building power and then applying power. That's the difference between a master martial artist or a master healer and an initiate, a novice. The expert person only has the opportunity to not be an expert. That's what makes him the expert. Okay. So let's hear some more. Nicole! Tell us some secret magic, will you? So we could be saved. I tried the Jesus thing. It didn't work. No. Kidding. Love you, Jesus. Tell us, Maggie. I mean, Nicole.
Oh, I don't know. I know I've said this before. I feel always so awkward being called on. I don't know what to say.
She's secret master girl. Isn't she something, you guys? Go ahead. Come on. Give it up. Let's go.
I don't know. I guess while we were, I don't know if this is like what I guess we're trying to talk about, but I thought about something from my favorites list while we were doing the Tai Chi form. So that kind of helped me be more present and focused on like correct form. I'm not good at explaining myself. I'm so sorry.
Look, secret master girl. You better stop playing and you better start knocking people around. Otherwise, your repression's going to get you. Let me see. So what's the my favorites list thing?
So one of my favorite TV shows ever is Avatar: The Last Airbender, which ran on Nickelodeon in the early 2000s. And while we were doing it, the Tai Chi form, it reminded me of how the four, by the way, if anybody wants to watch the show, it is currently on Netflix. It's only 61 episodes. It's great. All four types of bending, which is the like basic element manipulation, are based on styles of Gong Fu, like a Kung Fu martial arts, and water bending, where you're moving water, is based on Tai Chi. And I was thinking about how when there's this one character who's of the Fire Nation, so they manipulate fire, is teaching another firebender about the waterbenders, how he's saying that with water bending, but he's really talking about Tai Chi, it's like you use your energy with another person's energy, and that's how water bending works. It's like you're using the energy of the opponent against them, and it made me think of like push hands and how we are like moving energy around us by like with our own energy, and it just helped me be more in like the flow of the chi in the Tai Chi form itself. And I love that show, so it like really made me present in that moment. So
awesome. Most people, when you start talking, they're not going to have the silence or space to want to pay attention. That's why you did the repression deal. That's over now. You go ahead and put your true self in people's face, and they can get to step in, or they can honor you. Andrea, what do you think? Andrea's like, yeah, I relate to that. And you both are about the same age, right? So you can really relate to each other.
No, I think Nicole's younger than me. Thank you.
Nicole, that wasn't supposed to make you look old. That was supposed for Andrea to be young. Okay.
People think I'm older than I am all the time. It's totally fine.
It's only because of your wisdom.
Yep.
Oh.
Which now you're going to like fire hoses. You see, your authentic self is your only chance. You got no time left. Andrea, nobody does.
All right, mine changes all the time. So I'll tell you what today is. Today is
Do you think
different.
Andrea looks like a light bulb? Okay, sorry.
Light bulb.
Forgive me.
So today's connections are, yesterday I was having a moment, definitely on my scribbles list, and I was outside sitting there thinking, oh my God, life freaking sucks. And I look over and I'm like, is that a bird on the chair next to me? And I'm like, what is that? And it distracted my thoughts. And it was a hummingbird just hanging out like right by the chair. And as soon as I looked at it, it just looked at me and then took off. And I was like, well, thank you for disrupting that thought pattern. So that's my connection for today. And like I said, that changes every day. And as far as like going above nature, I feel like my vision today is Padre Pio, Baba G, and Jesus all in a cave with me.
Yeah.
That's my vision for today. And they're just like, where I'm just sitting with them. That's it.
Jackson! Sorry, Anthony. That was for her child. He's wild. I have to like. Thank you, Andrea.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Andrea. You know, you're also beautiful. I'm the lucky one. Anthony, will you please tell this Jackson kid what's going on around here? He's a wonderful young man. I think he might be president. If Trump doesn't go again, I think, he's too young now, but a few years. What are you like? You got that kawaii la 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 hana lana nana, huh?
Yeah.
Whew.
Well, I have a lots of nature involved, but the one that really, I have a connection with Jesus as well. My grandfather was a preacher. He literally built 3 churches from the bricks, the foundation up.
Wow.
So he introduced Jesus into my heart when I was 11. And I had a spiritual experience at that moment. It's been with me ever since. But I resisted it because kind of like you said, like if I express my true self, which I'm discovering now, the greatest lesson I got from my grandfather was that, well, 2 lessons. First of all, that the kingdom of heaven, it's within. It's not some outside source. It's right here within. And that God is love, where you could put the universe, nature, love. Love is the energy force. That is really where any strength that I may ever have truly comes from. So I reflect on my grandfather. He had his eyes. You remind me, he had his eyes. You look at his eyes, you see this energy in his eyes. Like you have that energy. I met a few people, when you talk about mentors that have that similar energy, you just see it and feel it in their eyes. So that is a great source for me for my favorites list. It's more of an energy. So anything that reflects a similarity to that, or beauty, or peace, a river. I got the mountains out here, a baby, a bird. I realized that I wanted to ask you a question about vulnerability, because I've been resisting it my entire life, being vulnerable. I care about everything. And yet society says, nope, you shouldn't care. Nope, don't let them know you care. Be tough, be guarded. Nope, you shouldn't be care. You shouldn't, have feelings and concerns for people. And yet I feel like there's some sort of yearning, like a boiling up of energy. I can't really describe it. It's letting me know, be yourself. And what myself is love, is compassion. And I've been resisting it, and I resisted it. Um, so I just wanted to ask you about, is that what you're talking about when you talk about vulnerability? Is literally expressing how you truly feel and recognizing that there's this fear of criticism. As I jokingly would tell my friends, if I express who I truly feel, if I am who I really feel, I can't even put it into words. It's not an intellectual thing. People are they're either going to like me or they're going to think I'm a total asshole. And because I'm so trained to don't upset this person, I don't want to be in conflict with that person, that it's been sort of bottled up my whole life. But when I go back to my grandfather, and he walks in, he was a botanist. I think that's what they call him, or herbiculture. He grew plants. He would take me on a tour of his yard, and he'd grab the plant and go, yeah, I got this plant and I transplanted it.
Oh.
And there was so much energy in the plant, and he loved this plant over here, this little sprout over there, this bush. And I just love the little tour I would always get when I go to my grandfather's house. He is my greatest transmission. He's the greatest sort of gateway to transmission. Yeah. I'm really curious about the vulnerability, because I'm feeling that if I express how I feel, this loving and kindness, that it's not what the world told me to be, and yet it is what I need. It's like the medicine. Because it reminds me of the transmission. When I'm doing the meditation, I'm sitting there in the earth, and I finally ground myself. I'm like, whoa, that's what it's like to be grounded. And then the sky comes in, and then everything just becomes brilliant. And then there's just an emptiness and a flushing. And that's what it kind of reminds me of, that feeling I have inside of love, of caring about everything. If that makes sense, I don't know.
We all are eating it up. We love it. The only thing I want to add, just for our healing, is in your vulnerability, you'll find that there's unmet needs, and that you can't handle it all. You have to bow out sometime and say, oh gosh, I don't know, I'm confused, I have stuckness here, and I'm subject to the other person being the teacher and guide. And then also that agitation is going to produce anger. And anger and destruction, or no, is part of the game. Immune system doesn't function unless it does that. So you're allowed to not only say no to set certain boundaries with others, but to yourselves, you're allowed to be confused. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to not understand. And then you're almost near completion, which is like, you've got some serious enlightenment stuff going. It even is going to become more complete by recognizing that there is in your mind and in your body such a terrible thing that you can't fix it. It's just like, oh, hell, it's hopeless. So the vulnerability is going to result in more empowerment. Okay, spirit, like love, produces awareness of the elements. Awareness of the elements produces awareness of energy. Awareness of the elements and energy produces the ability to participate in other people's psyches. Now, if you're participating in all these people here, you have to take your role, which is terrifying because you're going to be exposed as not knowing what you're talking about. So many people told me that. I don't even care if they tell me anymore. I said, well, yeah, so that's obvious. So what else do you want to say? It doesn't matter other people's opinion of you. It matters if you've got a service project to do around here. Nicole's got to put that acupuncture needle in. Danielle's got to do that hand. Andre's got to do that coaching. Maya's got to do that witness, and so forth. And you've got to do that, or you're not connected then. So what I'm trying to say is that the vulnerability is going to produce the need to be a specific service. So you want to do a coaching class for emotional resilience. You want to do 3 friends and say, hey, I want to do a 2-hour thing with you. I want to present this stuff I know about, and just say what you just said there, because we were all tremendously blessed by that. So the confusion of vulnerability comes with the illusion of completeness. You're not going to be enlightened. You're not going to be complete. That's New Age bullshit. Can't happen. It's not possible. I read 1,000 books amongst the 3 traditions, blah, 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 blah. And it only gets worse, meaning that I only reveal how much more I don't understand, not listening. Anyway, so the vulnerability produces this thing called in process. So what I'm concerned about is that we all want to be complete so much that we are not allowed to be in process, that we're not allowed to be vulnerable. Being vulnerable and telling the truth of your compassion, which is miraculous. We all just got magicalized because of you sharing that. But then also the others there. Being vulnerable means being revealed is not really, what the hell is going on? Psychic push hand starts to function. So you're not using your intellect any longer to analyze the other. You're bowed in your energetic self, transparent, and you're allowing everybody to be the teacher except you. Then your compassion, your miracles, it's naturally just going to happen. But it's all based on the allowing the polarity of negative and positive. So what's psychic push hands? Psychic push hands is this: in the environment, between yourself and your children, between yourself and your family of origin, girlfriends and husbands and goods and bads and everything, you're the valley. You're the one that is dedicated to being the smallest, no matter how big you play. Because if you talk about love and compassion, you're playing pretty big. So you can play big. We open the flower. That's wonderful. But you're always tending to the roots. That's why you have these endless blooms. In Taoism, they say the path of advancing appears retreating. What is more malleable is superior to that which is immovable. How can I describe the enlightened person? It's simple, like an uncarved block of wood, and shapeable. Receptive, like a grandmother. Careful, like crossing an iced-over stream. So basically, advanced meditation is like the whole thing. How can we do this vulnerability? I mean, you have me stumped because I don't know how to do it. How can I tell the truth that I don't know? Maybe my wife would say, well, if you stop talking. Did you say that, honey bunny? Thank you.
Thank you.
Miracleization time via Anthony transmission. I'm game. You all game for that? Why don't you put together something and share, send it to me in Messenger, will you? Like, you know, what you would teach. A 2-hour thing, 3 parts. All right?
Okay.
Danielle, you're on. You're next in line on the thing.
What helps me feel connected? Is that the question?
I don't remember. What's the one thing that you can lock on to that'll extend your attention span? So we got the memory of Anthony's grandfather. Sounds like a cool guy, right? Maggie must have been like, yeah, minister, 3 churches. Jesus, Jesus.
It's I think it's sky and earth. I always have to just take a deep breath and remember sky and earth. We're one. Almost like I'm a tree trunk, so I have to feel rooted, and then I feel the sky. It's about the trees, I think. But there's all kinds of things for me because there's birds, there's the sound of the water near me, there's the clouds. The clouds have been really interesting for me lately, so it does change often. But the sky and earth, that reminder has always stuck with me.
Do you hear the sound of your own heartbeat?
My own heartbeat. I thought you said something else.
I don't want to know.
No.
What
No,
you
I
thought
don't.
I said. But do you hear the sound of your own heartbeat?
No.
You know, I have this Om Mani Padme Hum thing is going. I just found out today it's sorry, am I even? Thrangu Rinpoche, the guy that was the tutor for the Dalai Lama. It's on this little audio recording, and I had it on the door of the garage, and I didn't know it was Thrangu Rinpoche, and I have it going in the background all day today, and just wasting the AA batteries. So a different little, yeah, it's back there, secretly. One of the world's top hellbound Tibetan masters is Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum. Every day, within those 5 minutes, you want to get to the place where you're in love. And you're happy because you say, I choose to be happy in your body. I don't want you to be happy without your body. Whatever you think about your body. Everybody's body is disgusting, ultimately. So, it's a pus bag. It's also glorious, you know. But can you be right here with your body and experience the twinkling eyes of Anthony's grandfather, and to have so much concentration that you can see things in here? You have to be able to be safe enough in your brain where you're not afraid of the guy or the gal that's talking to you. The hell with them. You're busy living your life. You don't need to be in shock about them. You want to be invincible? Have space. So the projections fall into void. They don't touch anything. So you're not always monitoring what they're saying or what they're doing. You're on automatic. That's like being in love, being happy. So then your inner eye opens, third eye opens. So you can see Anthony's grandfather in the churches. You could see him building the church. Why are you talking to me? You can see it. It's not hard. You just have to be calm enough. And now you've got, when you were making the hot chocolate, your father was making the hot chocolate and you were doing the ice skating. I remember that. You telling me that a year ago. Right, Danielle? Ice skating ring and hot chocolate. So that's it. One moment. Now everything changes. If I had you hooked up, I've got all the devices underneath my arse for some reason. But brainwave machine, heart rate variability, all kinds of things that measure. Right now, everything just changed. I guarantee it. If I hooked you up, you'd see it was all just changed. But yet the whole time, it probably didn't change all that much. But as soon as I keyed into something, or you could have keyed into something, started with the grandfather transmission. It's all in the transmission, Nicole. Where are you going to get the transmission? You got to go to Wudang Mountain. You want to learn about acupuncture or qigong or this stuff. You can't learn it from these jokers around here in this world. You have to go to priests, monks, nuns. Anyway, so one memory. Now all of a sudden everything changes. For me, it takes me all day and all night to remember that a few times. Then when I teach, I get lucky enough, I get to do it again because now I'm playing teacher and the other person's playing along and they remember, and now all of a sudden I might remember, you know. So it's really about remembrance. What can you do to get remembrance of your true self and stop being worried about who I am and whether I'm stronger or smarter than you? You're going to give that shit up. Because then you'll never, ever stop being in hell. You'll never stop being in mental obsession. You think the world is, you're going to be something. That's my biggest problem, you know. You just can't listen enough. Can't listen enough. Surrender enough. But if I can, I could try again. Try another time. You never know what might happen. I might learn. So you got the ice skating, and you got the grandfather, and when spirit is open, now you got the elements. You got airbender going. You got a person, Jesus Christ, interceding between you and God. What's wrong with that? You want to pick Lao Tzu or something? It's all right with me. But what's wrong with believing in a God or a somebody? Because everybody else told you there's something wrong with that? You do that with the air bending. You do that with the grandfather. You do that with the butterfly. I mean, the hummingbird. Like your whole life an intercession to your own brain. Don't know who you are. Stop trying to know who you are. Everybody I'm talking to, right? Okay. Thanks, Daniel. Maggie, we did Maggie. We're done. No, Carolina. Honey Bunny Pie. What's a favorite memory from Mexicano land? Oh, she doesn't know how to unmute the thing. Can you unmute the, on the screen, there's some, bottom left, there's a mute, the microphone.
I music. I think the music is very nice. Well, I mostly try to imagine colors when doing the exercise. For me, that helps a lot. When doing the Tai Chi form, I always see like a big, like a purple or bright pink sphere, and almost like doing this zzz sound, electrifying. And for meditation, I try to imagine blue, like a deep blue, different hues of blue, shadows. So that's for me.
And can you imagine, I think I'm the teacher. And she says one thing, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm just always stupid? I guess I am.
No.
Sorry, honey bunny, I'll do better. Well, I didn't know you do the colors like that. That's muy interesante. And when you're doing the colors, does it help with the feeling of the magnetic healing too, like for the body?
For me, it helps a lot to feel the energy when I start to like visualize that you're moving something, like Nicole said. The water, like for me, it's like the light, like I imagine a moving light, like purple light, and it's thick, as you said, and the sound, so for me that helps for feeling more the magnetism. And for the meditation, the blue kind of cools down my mind. It helps to get in that moment of silence. So when I start, it's like bright colors, like red, bright pink. And then as I got to the meditation, it's just like blue, and try to find that silence helps me to quiet the mind. So that's what I do sometimes.
Gracias, maestra.
Oh.
So now, because of each other, everybody gave us a unique miracle, right? Every single person gave us a unique miracle. So now please extend your breath and let everybody else be the teacher. You stop being the teacher. I'll stop being the teacher. Let everybody be the one that's got the magic and sharing with us. And let's submit ourselves. All the words of traditional religion, and that's all the right words, believe it or not. All the words you hate or you don't like. Obedience, submission, this kind of weird stuff. Following along, being listening. Anyway, I hope you understand me. I'm trying my best. So let it all cause meditation. So now you want to count your breath. And I think I said to Andre the other day, right? Make the breath longer. When everything is longer, like when Lena and I go out into the garden, everything just slows down. So you have to have structure. So I want you to count your exhale and make sure that your next exhale is more seconds. So count your next exhale, make it 3-4 seconds. And then the exhale after that, make it 5 seconds. Add a second each time. If you don't have this specific structure, you're not going to meditate. Trust me. Just keep going. Add a second, add a second, add a second. Okay. If you can't see the light through your eyelids and you're wandering in thought too much, make sure that you have contact. You cannot meditate. That's a lie. You can let in the airbender, the hummingbird, the grandfather, the hot chocolate from the father, the Jesus. That's meditation can happen through you from these things. The colors. You cannot meditate, so you may as well stop that, trying to do that. You can let something meditate you. Okay? Extend your attention, longer exhale, longer exhale. Let in your contact point. Develop the attention span that you can remember the father making the hot chocolate. And so forth. Body gets heavier on the exhale. One of the errors you try to avoid is always being without a body and being in your head or being in the spiritual world. There needs to be, or the psychic world, there needs to be congruence between your body, mind, spirit, balance. On the exhale, if you make contact with your body and let your body become heavier, you can find the earth. It's a tangible sensation of personal solidity or worth. You find your own self embodied. That is the platform to go up the spine and to find spirit, to go into your spirit and find the spirit, contact points of spirit. Longer, longer, longer is a requirement. If you try to get all this done inside of 5 minutes, then when you have a longer experience like we're having today, the results can be more life-changing. Accepting the 5-minute thing and looking at the clock and starting and stopping will train you to make the change of remove the covering, slow down, access spirit, help. Inside of 5 minutes, it will train you to be able to choose with your mind how to do it. Maggie, you don't have to suffer or constantly be in angst. You say step 2, I'm going to feel grace and peace right now. You have to switch to it sometimes. Don't feel like you're under some kind of pressure or that, you know, there's this big challenge. Everybody's trying to confuse you. I don't know what you think, you know, what your thoughts are. I think I know you well, but I want you to switch your mind to not suffer sometimes. I don't know if you guys want to peek at her. She's like half crying and sorry. You know, like really, you should have saw her face a second ago. Anguish. I don't want to always anguish. You know, I'm plenty good at being with you in the step 1, right? But I just choose to say, you know what, I'm going to have peace of mind right now. I did some suffering for a while. Peace of mind is a big deal with the Jesus in the Bible anyway, as well. So 2 seconds worth. You don't care what happens about anything. You just say, Right now, I'm going to have a little happiness. So you choose 2 seconds, 3 seconds. If you got a big check, if you got a big hug from your daughter, if you got a big something, 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 it's going to, you have the capacity to experience it. So in step 2, you're going to do that. You're not going to worry about your children, your husband, and your whatever. Because you're not perfect. So if you try to figure it out or be in control, then you go to hell. So you have a choice. Give it up and trust for a minute or experience more pain. And then you're going to give it up and trust. Either way, you're going to give it up and trust. So that's what we have to do. I'm not perfect. I want to listen to my honey bunny better. I want to not get so angry sometimes. I want to, I have a lot of faults. And I'm really sorry about them. I wish I could change it all, snap my fingers, but I just don't know how to do that. But I don't think I should totally condemn myself all the time. But if I do these 3 steps, maybe I just get a little more mature over time, where most people don't. So that's not a bad path to be on. So you got to let yourself have a moment of forgiveness for yourself. And just lengthen. Remember, the exhale is going to be longer. Thank you. Nicole, good. You're almost a full-grown woman now. Meditate. And make sure that you're not the one meditating. Find your teachers. Go on, find Wudang Mountain, whatever. Get some Jesus going. Let somebody else help, okay? That's good. Good, Danielle. You've got equal pose. Jackson can't mess with that. Then you get to teach him how to do it. Nobody can mess with that equanimity. It's like invincible. Anthony, great. You've got your body and your mind with some balance. You're not just lost without a body, or just in the spirit, or just trying to work with the body. You got both going. Beautiful to see. Andrea, don't try to be anything or do anything. Let somebody else help. The prettier and smarter and stronger or whatever you are, the more that it becomes an addiction. Because you have to do it for other people. Primarily do it for yourself. It's sink or swim time. All right, now let's try to make our way towards the 3rd step. 3rd step is you find your way to feel in the body some type of nourishment from something tangible. Okay, so God through the bird, Jesus through the bird, something. So that's the bridge. Whatever your bridge is, the light through the window, hummingbird, elements, airbender scenes. What a great original movie. I don't know the series. And so now you feel within your body the fortification into the areas of need. So meditation moves in cycles. It doesn't move that when you reach equipoise, like you did, Danielle, that then you're kind of like there. No, you got to start with step 1 again and go to step 2, because your body's going to call for attention. Your mind's going to call for attention. So cycle back in, and you've got to choose a little bit of grace beyond process for your body and mind. This is going to result in a longer transcendental moment, a longer experience of bliss or beauty. So step 1 goes to step 2. Step 2 is lengthening everything, right? Lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. Choosing happiness, choosing contentment. I'm going to be content now. I don't know whether I live or die for another second, but the hell with it. I'm going to choose contentment, because I certainly can't get it right, so I'll give that up for a second. And just longer. Instruction in number 2 is longer, right? You're getting very good, Nicole. Longer breath. So that's the instruction. You have to follow the instruction. Each breath is going to be longer than the previous, Maggie. So if each breath isn't longer than the previous, then you're not following the direction, right? So just follow the direction. You don't think about anything. Count your seconds on the exhale and make the next 10 breaths add a second each time. Don't think. Don't pray. Sorry. Don't do anything. That's enough. You let somebody care. Let life care. Let the air in your skin, you know. This is time for you. This is time for you. Just you. And of course, that just you is for each of us, right? Heavier body, longer exhale each time. And we're going to go towards step 3. If you can't see the light through your eyelids, you're wandering in thought. So you got 2 instructions there. Longer breath, light through the eyelids. Don't go more than a few minutes without remembering those instructions. And let me tell you, you're going to forget. So it must be a discipline. In meditation, it has to become emotional right before you start to do this thing called access grace. It has to be loving and tender, touchy-feely. Must be. How do I know? Because I taught 1,000 people, and after 500, I figured there's no way that they're going to get the healing unless the emotional thing happens. That's how I know. A lot different than watching your breath, concentration. That's why the miracles are associated with emotion, and like Anthony said, the love. So get a little happy going. It's okay. You can be happy for yourself for a moment all alone. You really could just choose it, you know. If you want your dream to be, build it slow and surely. Small beginnings, greater ends. Heartfelt work grows purely. If you want to live life free, take your time, go slowly. Do few things, but do them well. Simple joys are holy. Day by day, stone by stone,
Build your secret slowly. Day by day, you'll grow too. You'll know heaven's glory.
This is from the movie Brother, Sun, Sister, Moon, the story of St. Francis. I have it on screen share now if anybody wants to look.
Small beginnings, greater ends.
So his friend comes there and he's like, you know, you're nuts. What are you doing? Who are you looking at? And there's this little boy there that's got no arms and legs. And he's telling him where to put the stone to rebuild the church or to rebuild your life. And it's quite odd, you know.
Just go. Are you all right? I'm very well, Bernardo. And you?
Or can you get to the place of the pause? Is everybody able to do that? Yay. Hey, how do I? There we go. Yeah? Okay. See, it just seems like it's very odd, you know, because I'm doing a lot of nothing. And like I said to Andre and Maggie the other day, the more that you'll push it and tolerate me to keep slowing it down, I'm going to keep going. But you don't really know. You're like, okay, great class. Thanks, Will. Oh, see you next time. But you got to slow down and you got to stop and you got to reverse the search. 5 minutes, 10 seconds, and then a long routine. If you devote tomorrow morning from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. to do this in a trained way, you'll have a better day. Each time you do it, it's like dipping in magic waters. Your mind gets changed. You get healed little by little. Maggie girl, are you talking to Jesus for us? You got there? Who knows? Who got there? Anybody get there to where there's no mind, no breath? You have profound peace, you have profound magnetic energy healing in your body. If you didn't experience that, that's what I'm guiding to teach you to do. The third step is this natural pause. If you had the great check, if you had the wonderful hug, if you had the grandfather shows up, if you had the airbender producer show up, if you had the relational situation solved, if one moment happened and you had all this, would you accept it? Or are you just too busy? Better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah, I got there for a moment and then it passed and then I can't take this anymore.
I love that part. Yeah, like let's do something else, right? Let's get on with our day. Great class.
I can't sit anymore. I can't breathe any deeper. I'm like, I don't know if I could breathe anymore now. I'm exhausted.
But really, if you have the moment of peace of mind or the vibe of the grandfather, then everything frees up. And maybe you had a healing that wouldn't have happened for weeks otherwise. If you were mowing the lawn and the grandfather's with you, for example. Yeah?
Yeah, I was reminded about, you talked about this repetition. right? And I guess there's this place called Carnegie Hall in New York. It's a famous place where people go or whatever. One of my teachers gave me this lesson, and I always remember. Somebody was driving by and they wanted directions to Carnegie Hall, and they asked the man, "How do you get to Carnegie Hall?" And he replied, "Practice, practice, practice."
Mhm.
So that's a lesson I remember. And you reminded me of it, and I keep getting reminded of it. So
You know that what's really lucky is that this restores naturalness of being. So if you're not more relaxed and if you don't have more naturalness of being, then you're not following the directions. Okay? Now, I've created this thing for you. I really did. Because I have my own studies and whatever forever. And then I have this the other people thing. And I thought, well, you know, what's going to work? Well, my favorite's listen scribbles map. But your mind, I'm talking to the world, your mind cannot follow directions. It cannot trust. And it cannot believe in something outside of itself. So therefore, even though my favorites list in the scribbles map is so brilliant, you still want to do something else. So it says in my great thing that I work on every day for 40 years, I cannot trust, I cannot follow directions. You better start with that and stay with it. So you've got my favorites list, you got the scribbles map, you got the 10 seconds, you got the 5 minutes, and then you got the long routine. That's all your stuff. It's not me. So you don't have to have allegiance to me. See, the problem with following directions is that then you're going to have allegiance, then you got to give money or you got to give something or whatever, or energy, and that's the last thing you want to do. But guess what? It's the only thing that's going to save you. Like the Jesus deal. You give the life over there and you start following directions to something else. Now you're not the one that is life. Life is life, and you're a circuit breaker. And then maybe there's damaged circuits in there. And you think that, well, if he starts over again, I don't have time for this. Well, that's not true. Let's say it this way, when our attention is so concerned with the outside that we don't have time for cuddling, for example. Cuddling is sort of an essence or an energy. It's not necessarily a person. Okay. If you don't have time for that, you don't have time for anything. You don't have to, you are creating pain, you need more pain, because that's what drives you. Today is a wonderful opportunity for you to experience profound healing. If you can give up your resentment and bitterness and hatred. If you would just won't do that because that's what you eat, that's what you live off of, that's your fuel, which that's our problem. It's all of our problems. But you know, you have a chance with the 10 seconds, with the 5 minutes, so it's structure. Now, if you can't stand that it's coming from somebody else, all right, so make it 7.2 seconds and 6.1 minutes. But unless you split time and make it specific, you'll never, ever change. You'll never mature. Training is uncomfortable, and training is about principles that we could never equal, and we just sort of do them. But training results in coherence. You don't do and become a do. You do to undo. So that's what happens in step 2 and step 3. Step 2 and step 3, you've forgotten yourself. You've forgotten others. You've forgotten your circumstance. Why don't you forget your circumstance? You want to hop up and do something else? What the hell else are you going to do today? So make your life a life of devotion with the body and mind, not just there to be different than others. And you don't know who you are, where you're going, and stuff like that, and you just might wind up with the life of your dreams. with more magic and miracles than you ever dreamed possible in your daily life. Don't you know that you can have that right now? I mean, don't you know it like as a principle that you could try again to experience it? You can have it right now. I get done this call, I'm going with Honey Bunny, we're going in the garden, and it's going to be pure freaking bliss. Partially due to your grace to help me to refine myself again. What about in your own life? How are you going to do it for yourself? Or are you too busy? If you're too busy, I don't understand how to communicate. I don't know what to do, okay? But I know that I've given up everything to follow this. And I haven't even got warmed up. I'm going to give up every freaking thing I can, constantly, and more and better. I don't know if it takes me 500 years, but it'll stop me. Death ain't stopping me. That became a marked thing that I understood at one time. What's more important, my life or this? What if I die trying so hard or doing so much or putting myself out there for people so much? Fucking hey, okay. Sorry. Fine with me. In other words, you don't have a choice. And what do you think happens when you have that attitude? I'm now doing the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu class, toughest guys that created the UFC. I'm doing the physically guy fighting tougher than anything on the entire planet. And I know I can rate, even with the young men, cage fighters. Anyway, for me, it's fun because it keeps me humble. But what's your challenge? You want to create do you want to heal somebody's entire life? That's what I want to do. So that means I have to take their whole life on. You want to play with me? I'm going to go with you. So anyway, I'm just saying my personal experience is that I need to be healed. So what are the couple of the rules for this? One is I have to be authentic with you. And that means just telling the truth, and maybe I don't look so good with some of the attitudes and whatever, Okay. So what is more important for you to do today? It's not, my path isn't your path. So different things that I'm interested in or to do, it means nothing. That shouldn't mean anything to you. But can you concentrate on yourself? Or are you so concerned about the outside world that you don't have a self at all? You don't even know who you are. Find a self. Find yourself. Enjoy yourself. Be happy to have a mind and body and a food and stuff like that. I think I like the idea of the trauma in my life. Because someday you're going to realize you don't have anything else besides this. You're like Nicole, your idea of the acupuncture and the, go and learn about the qi and whatever. And Anthony, your idea of being a guru type. That's what I see. And Andrea, you being a coach and smacking people in the ass and getting them going. Being a friend, being encouraging. Danielle, you being a healer with that magnificent energy you have. Maggie, you're a hope giver. Why? Because you go to hopelessness all the time and desperation. And you put on a pretty face. And you have this suffering that's terrible. So you're a giver of hope. Why? So you can give yourself hope. Everybody's trying to give themselves what they're trying to give the other person. So if you just devote yourself to that and surrender, which means you have to be revealed as being completely retarded, which for me comes natural. Don't say those words, it's not socially appropriate. But if you allow that, now you're really going to get somewhere, because you'll find that people's pointing finger and judgment of you that you were so afraid of now becomes like so wonderful. Because you're authentic. You're like, yeah, okay, I'm this way. Are you? It's just me. It's this way. I love saying that in workshops. I always say it at the beginning of the workshops. some version of that. And then people are like, oh my God, he's so offensive. And I go, oh no, that's just me. It's not you. I'm just the one that has feeling like I'm the worst or the most confused or the most hopeless or the most, do you know everybody feels that way? Quiet desperation. So you be authentic and you just live life today to feel that, you know, you're more important than whoever's in that environment. You can't explain everything, you know, but devotional life is a way to explain it. And that's wonderful because it's not you anymore. So you don't have to not be exposed. You know you're exposed and you know you're going to get it for being exposed. So you may as well just be like, okay, I'm going to use that pain of my own exposure to try to have some renewed life and hope in this area. You have to be a master of life. You have to have extraordinary abilities. You don't have a choice. So if you've realized that a little earlier on, you save yourself a lot of trouble. Yeah. That's all I know. God bless you and God bless America. If you want to sign up for the Advanced Qigong program, just click the link at the bottom of the screen and we'll be sure to send you along 3 free gifts. 1, a PDF with all of the steps and principles of Wudang Mountain. 2, how you can meditate and become a silly person. And 3, being so quick with your mind that nobody can keep up with you so you can define your own life. Thank you all. God bless you and God bless America. Does anybody want to ask anything before we cut and chase, cut and run? No? You have your marching orders? Talk to you later, Andrea. Bye, everybody. See you in a couple weeks.